Today, we're going to dive into a story of an empire, but one that wasn't just told with ink, but with pure gold. We are exploring the incredible world of Ottoman miniatures and their dazzling partner, Tezhip.
So let's start with this idea. What if an art form's main goal wasn't just to be beautiful, but to be a factual record, a chronicle of real history where every single detail is meant to inform you, not just impress you?
And this is what that looks like. I mean, wow. This isn't some fantasy scene. It's a meticulous depiction of something that really happened. Every person, every piece of clothing, every little architectural detail, it's a clue to the past. It's like a perfect snapshot of imperial life, frozen in time.
That's exactly why we're calling this section Art That Tells Time, because these pieces are so much more than just pretty pictures. They're incredibly detailed, illustrated chronicles.
You see, the Ottomans used these miniatures to document, well, everything. We're talking military campaigns, royal ceremonies, even portraits of the sultans themselves. In a way, it was kind of like the visual journalism of its time.
Okay, so to really get what makes these manuscripts so special, we need to deconstruct the page. We have to look at its two key parts, the miniature painting itself and the absolutely incredible art of illumination that frames it, which is called Tezhip.
First up, the miniature. Its primary purpose was not artistic interpretation, it was documentation. You know, for the Ottoman court, this was all about projecting power and order. This art recorded their history exactly as they wanted it to be remembered. And notice, there aren't really shadows or perspective. Clarity was way more important than the 3D illusions that were happening in Renaissance Europe at the time.
And this is where we see a really crucial difference between Ottoman art and its more famous cousin, the Persian miniature. While Persian artists were often illustrating these beautiful romantic poems and legends, the Ottoman style was totally grounded in fact. It was history, not fantasy. The whole goal was to record what actually happened, to create an official imperial record that would last forever.
And then, surrounding that factual little painting, you have this, Tezhip. The word literally means gilding with gold. This is that intricate, shimmering border that you see around the text and paintings. It's not just decoration. It's the art form that takes the entire manuscript and turns it into a treasure.
So how on earth did they actually make this stuff? Honestly, the level of skill and just the sheer patience required is almost unbelievable. Let's take a look at the artisan's craft, the gold and patience behind all this brilliance.
It all starts with gold, of course. But the first step is just painstaking. Can you imagine the labor? Beating gold so thin that it could practically float on air. This wasn't paint you could just buy in a tube. The artists had to craft their most important material completely by hand.
The whole process is really a testament to patience. First, a pattern gets transferred with charcoal dust. Then, the handcrafted gold paint is applied. But the real magic happens next. To get that incredible, brilliant shine, the artist burnishes the gold with a polished agate stone. Only then are all those vibrant, natural colors filled in with these impossibly fine brushes. So these were the core instruments. Handmade paper, the gold leaf itself, those fine sable hair brushes for unbelievable precision, and that all-important agate burnisher to bring the gold to life. Pretty simple tools, right? But in the hands of a master, they could create entire worlds.
Now, this art form didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It rose, it peaked, and it transformed right alongside the Ottoman Empire itself. It's really a mirror to the empire's own story.
The story really kicks off in the 15th century. A century later, it hits its absolute golden age, with masters defining a uniquely Ottoman style that was serious and historical. Then, in the 18th century, things start to shift. Western influences begin to creep in, changing perspectives a bit. And finally, in the 19th century, the arrival of the printing press and photography meant the age of the hand-illustrated manuscript slowly began to fade. But, and this is the really cool part, the story does not end in the 19th century. This is not some historical relic. This centuries-old tradition is very, very much alive today.
Yeah, far from being lost to history, the arts of miniature painting and Tezhip are being taught and practiced with an incredible amount of passion. It's found a whole new life outside of the old palace walls.
And this continuity is just so striking. Look at this. On the left, you've got a painter from the 15th century imperial court. And on the right, a modern workshop. The tools, the posture, that intense focus, the connection across 500 years is it's undeniable.
Today's artists aren't illustrating manuscripts for sultans, obviously.
They're creating these incredible works for galleries, and they're teaching the craft in workshops, not just in Istanbul, but all over the world, in places like Berlin and Cologne. They're keeping the tradition vibrant and letting it evolve.
And just last year, this incredible living heritage received the kind of global recognition it so deeply, deeply deserves.
That's right. In 2023, Tezhip was officially recognized by UNESCO as part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. This is huge. It means this isn't just Turkish heritage anymore. It's now officially recognized as World Heritage, a testament to our shared human capacity for beauty, patience, and telling stories.
Which leaves us with a final thought, right? In our world of instant images and content that disappears in a second, what can we learn from an art that measures its creation in hammered gold, in single perfect brushstrokes, and in centuries of tradition? Definitely something to think about.